Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Claudine.
We're here today to talk about tax and reporting requirements for U.S. persons that live in France or perhaps French people that live in the United States. Now, there is a U.S. treaty between France and the U.S.
Yes.
Yes. But there are also some really specific issues we see when it comes to France. Tell me about some of those.
Yeah, I would say one that pops up, in so many cases is the Assurage Vie, which literally translates into life insurance. And in the U.S., life insurance is something that grows tax-free, and its death benefit is tax-free, and you can borrow against that death benefit tax-free. However, the U.S. tax code doesn't treat the French equivalent as life insurance. It more or less treats it as a investment vehicle because there are some critical differences between the two. So that requires some onerous accounting to be done year after year because it's a passive foreign investment company and an additional form to be filed, Form 8621. And if you don't, it's a $10,000 penalty. Wow. And also the tax treatment is not the greatest. So I wish I had some good news to say about it, but the good news is that we can get it done and we can get it done correctly.
Okay, now what about Social Security?
Well, as a U.S. person living in France, your income is taxable worldwide, and even if you're paying taxes, you could be subject to double taxation. Now, we have a treaty. We also have the foreign tax credit for foreign taxes paid. Well, there's litigation going on right now whether or not the French Social Security equivalent is actually the type of tax that could be used as a credit. And it's an interesting sort of litigation where the U.S. courts have said, well, you have to look how France defines it. And France has defined it as Social Security. So we're sort of in this roundabout circle where nobody knows the right answer to that. So it's something that we take on as a case-by-case basis, depending on what our client's risk profile is.
Gotcha. And what about investments?
Very common for our clients to have investments in Switzerland, and very common for our clients, whether they're in the U.S. or whether they're in France, to have inherited large accounts in France, in Switzerland. So we always want to look to see, well, what is it invested in? Because typically we could have some additional passive foreign investment companies, or we could have a foundation that would require some trust reporting. And the thing that people need to understand is that it's not a simple tax form where you would write down your profit and loss on something. You write down your profit to say, here's my profit, tax me on this, IRS. Yeah, you get that number, but the IRS wants to see a whole bunch of work and hours of additional work of where you came up with the numbers in order for you to get that profit. So for a lot of people with smaller accounts or small yields, sometimes the accounting work eats up any profit that the account did generate. And that's sort of an unfortunate situation. There's not much we can do about it except advise our clients to get different types of accounts, but that's not always possible.
Gotcha. Okay, well, if you are a U.S. person living in France or a French person living in the United States and you have questions or issues with tax requirements, don't hesitate to contact us. It's 888-727-8796 or info@irsmedic.com. Thanks for watching.